we're trying to get as many bad Mel Brooks references as possible.
Yes, that would be.
Brady's trying to get as many bad
Well,
Melvin
I'm
references.
just trying to see if I can make a funny comment with a Mel Brooks reference and make it relevant. And if I can do that more than once, even better. I feel
All
like
right.
there's a little
All
challenge
right.
there.
Well, I'm here to talk about sports. What about you, Rich?
I'm here to talk about sports.
What about you,
If you get a
Brady?
bad movie pun in there, Brady, you do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about sports, Rich. NBA. Got
The
the
NBA, it's alive, apparently.
Yeah. How about Steph?
Steph, Zion, like sand through the hourglass. These are the days of the NBA.
And how about Kawhi taking over that game at the end in overtime?
Kawhi's
Yeah.
taken over every game.
Yeah, Kawhi is carrying Toronto. Like he's
Literally,
the only
there.
reason they're competing right now.
It's gross. It's gross how good Kawhi is. Like,
It is.
is it? Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
how many guys would you take if you had your NBA 2K and you're doing a fantasy where you mix everybody up?
Yeah.
How many guys do you legitimately take before you take Kawhi
Uh,
right now? As age, everything
for
taken into
for for NBA
consideration.
2K purposes, I'm
No, just
thinking
I'm just
maybe.
using that as a guide.
Yeah. No, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking there are
So,
two names. There's Braun and there's Giannis, and that's about it.
what about the best player in the NBA right now, Kevin Durant?
No, I'm not a fan
There's
of the ISO heavy style. I like ball movement.
there's zero chance anybody with half a brain takes LeBron over Kawhi right now as they stand. There's zero chance.
I worry about the injury, and I guess I would if you talk about injury too, though, you could say the same thing about Durant. You don't want Durant in his current state.
All right, let's say everybody's a free agent. Every player in
Yeah.
the NBA is a free agent. How many guys are you signing before you sign Kawhi for the 20 for next year?
Two,
Giannis and KD,
three.
Steph.
Giannis, KD, and Zion.
Oh,
There you go. Because
you,
we are
you,
talking next year. We're not talking right now. We're talking for the start of next season.
Kawhi over Steph.
Yeah, Kawhi's defense is amazing. When that dude wants to shut a motherfucker down, he is Scottie Pippen in the fucking playoffs. He's gonna climb inside your shirt, and you ain't gonna do shit.
I don't know. For me, it's a toss up. Steph's amazing, and he's showing it right now. The way he's taking over portions of the game in the series against Portland.
He is. It's
Well,
It just shows, but the problem with having KD on that team is he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the style that they play. When KD plays, they average like 308 passes a game. I know it's a weird stat, but Steve Kerr obsesses over the number of passes they have in a game.
Okay.
When KD doesn't play, they average like 340 passes a game.
What
damn,
was the first number?
308.
Like just over 300, like 308 or 306.
So an
So
extra
that's
30 passes. So
like
an extra.
10% more passes.
So about an extra 8 passes a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, better ball movement.
Okay.
Like the last 4 games, we'll say 4.5 games since Durant went out, the Warriors have looked amazing. They've looked like they did 2 years ago when they were tearing people the fuck apart. And they're just throwing the ball all over the fucking court. Everyone's scoring.
Yeah, that was 73 wins, right? Last time
Yeah.
we saw him playing like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Until LeBron had to basically go like full Superman and do it all himself. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Like they look great without Durant. But yeah, you put Durant in there, the pace slows down. Fucking, he's pounding the rock more. There's a lot of standing around watching.
Can
People
we
get involved when he's not on the court.
can we also say though they looked great against the Blazers?
Yes, yes.
They looked great against a team that could have just as easily been the seventh seed in the West as the fourth seed. Like, it's not like they were playing the Rockets.
Now, do you think that has anything to do with the fact that the Trailblazers may have been emotionally drained after the 7-game series against Denver? They went to
No, they
double
just weren't
overtime
that
in Game
good.
7?
No, they just weren't that good. This is the same team that got swept by New Orleans last year. Just with Enes Kanter instead of whatever that Jurkic or whatever.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
Nurkic.
Nurkic.
Nurkic. It's the same team.
Former Nugget.
Same team. They just had the right matchups. They played OKC when Paul George had one arm, and Russell had one hand, and they beat those guys. And then they beat the youngest team in the NBA in the Nuggets with an old man running around in a young man's body.
It's true.
Like, it's not like they beat the Rockets to get there and then played them. No, they got smoked by the Rockets, and this team without KD playing the Rockets would be getting beat down right now. It's just that simple. And if they go against the Bucks, who's going to guard Giannis? You're going to put Draymond on him? Well, guess who's not going to get any rebounds? Draymond.
Yeah, it's true.
And
How's
they
he gonna
need
get a
KD.
rebound with a guy that's like 5 feet taller than him?
They can't go small against the Bucks if they don't have KD. So, while the team is fun and it's a great story that they get to run around and shoot threes and that's who they are, sorry, but they need KD. KD doesn't need them, though.
So you're saying best case here is they go into game 1 and lose without KD, and then he comes back in game 2 and they win and probably go on to win the series.
I say maybe KD comes back in game 3, and as he comes out of the tunnel, it's like, is that Willis Reed music I hear coming out? No, it's KD. And then they go on and win in 6.
So you're saying they split the opening 2 games wait a minute, no, because the Bucks had the best record. So
yeah.
Game 1 and 2 would be in Milwaukee. So you say they get a split in Milwaukee and then come back home and Kevin Durant comes out and fucking maybe not gentleman sweep, but series in 6.
I think the best outcome for them is they split in Milwaukee. I think their nightmare is they go down 0-2, and then Kevin Durant comes back, wins final MVP in 4 games. Steph Curry's feelings are hurt. KD's feelings are still hurt because they never seem to get any better.
Yeah, KD's feelings are always hurt. That dude is forever in his fucking feelings.
And then right after the final, KD checks his voicemail, and it says Kawhi. And he hits play, and it's, hey, Kev, Kawhi, LA? Okay. And that's it. And then they go to LA.
And they both play for the Clippers.
I think that may have been a little too much emotion for Kawhi.
Too much emotion
No. I
for
feel
Kawhi?
no, because that's right after the series is over, right after the championship game. So Kawhi was kind of hyped. He was watching the game. He was kind of calling to congratulate him. So that was like hyped Kawhi, calling to say, "Yo, what's up? Nice game. LA, let's go."
Okay.
I've decided that there is only one person in this world that should ever be allowed to interview Kawhi Leonard. And I think if they did a special and put this on pay-per-view, I challenge you to tell me you would not pay money out of your pocket to watch Ron Burgundy interview Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, that's almost like saying you could have oh god. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
Is it?
Brewers broadcaster, fucking famous Bob Euchre. Sorry, if you could have like Bob Euchre interview like some famous like raunchy ass baseball player, you know?
I think you have Ron Burgundy interview Kawhi Leonard, and at some point, like 2/3 of the way through, he does like a "This Is Your Life" segment, and Popovich comes out with like Tim Duncan, and they have like a Kawhi intervention in the middle of it. I could produce this. This is pure gold right now.
In the days of the NBA, is Kevin Durant the emo chick?
No, Kevin Durant's like the hot chick in Mean Girls that gets ostracized.
Wow.
Awesome. Fantastic.
That's Kevin Durant's the hot girl that doesn't get the guy at the prom in the rom-com movie. He's the evil hot girl in the movie.
Oh, he's the
The
bitter.
one where-
He's the bitter bitch.
Yeah, it's like nothing is actually realistic. Like the ugly girl's not gonna get the hot guy. The hot girl's gonna get the hot guy. But we're faking it for the shot of the movie where the hot guy dances with the ugly girl, and we all know where he ends up later that night at the after party. He's with the hot chick. They don't show that part of the movie.
They don't show the ugly chick passed out drunk in the passenger seat of the car while he's in the back seat of the car with the hot chick.
Yeah. Besides, we all know that Kyrie's the most emo of all of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, you can't get that title. That's Kyrie's title. The whole Kyrie is like the most in his feelings and trolly person alive.
Flat Earth man.
Semi-flat. The Earth is only semi-flat, John.
Okay. Is that like a pancake?
It's cylindrical. Everybody knows this.
Okay.
It's like a cylinder. That's how you can still fly around the world.
Got it. Duh.
All right? Duh. It's a cylinder. It's semi-flat. It's flat on the inside.
All right. So what else is bugging you in the NBA right now, Rich?
This whole like all this shit about Zion and that he stormed out of the room, like this is the fastest fake news that I've ever seen happen. That clip that they show where they're like, "Oh, the Pelicans got the pick and Zion stormed out of the room." That was like a cut from the middle of the fucking thing where Zion got up to take a leak like an hour beforehand.
Yeah, that was definitely creative editing. He did not storm out of the room after the Pelicans got the pick. I mean, I was watching the show when it happened, and they were like, talking to him after the fact. There were like multiple interviews with Zion after the Pelicans got the pick.
Huh.
Hold on.
All right. Sorry. Yeah, you sounded like you had something to say there.
He was typing it up.
I had a question, but I figured I would Google the answer before.
Okay.
There you go.
But I don't know if I can find the answer. Maybe Brady can do a little more in-depth research, seeing as he's our lead researcher.
Yeah.
Do you think...
Y'all still haven't figured out how badly that doesn't work.
Do you think that Zion got paid for being at the NBA draft lottery? Or did ESPN pull an NCAA and just exploit Zion to make money?
I would hope that he got paid because at this point he's no longer a college athlete. He has an agent. Well, I don't know.
No,
Has he signed an agent?
He does not have an agent that I've heard of as of yet.
So maybe they did try to pull some shiesty shit and be like, hey, if we pay you, that fucks up your eligibility. So we're just going to not pay you and have you come up here. And don't worry, we'll take care of everything. And, we'll send the car around and, food and whatnot. And fucking...
Yeah, so allegedly it's come down to the Jay-Z crew and the LeBron crew.
So what you're telling me is ESPN is no better than the NCAA, even though all their personalities get on TV and bitch that the NCAA doesn't pay their players. while ESPN does the same thing to these poor college kids, right?
Of course, why not?
I just want to make sure we're calling a spade and making sure that, somebody, like, literally the same fucking people when Zion's shoe exploded got on TV and said Zion should never play another college basketball game again.
Yeah,
Night out,
he doesn't owe college basketball anything.
day after
That
the
is
draft,
true. Yeah.
Pelicans get the #1 draft pick. These same fucking people get on TV and say Zion should go back to college and tell the Pelicans to go fuck themselves. Wait, what?
Yep.
Yep.
Wait, what? So his shoe explodes, never play college again. Don't like where you get drafted? Tell him fuck you, I'm going back to college basketball. And then you have my favorite person in the whole wide world sitting up on his high horse, prancing around with his weird prancing style, Darren Ravel, tweeting out that Zion loses $100 million because the Pelicans win the draft. The fuck does he make this shit up for? Just all of a sudden, Zion's $100 million less because New Orleans wins the lottery? Did he put in some hard research on this? Like, where the fuck does he get these numbers? How much does he want to try and fuck with some shit that he's making nonsense of? The fuck are all these people talking about? Did anybody bother to ask Zion what he wanted?
No. They all assumed. One of the things I thought was fucked up about it, the minute Zion was drafted, the night was not about Zion anymore. It became about Anthony Davis. Is Anthony Davis going to stay? Is Anthony Davis going to go? Does Anthony Davis change his mind about New Orleans?
I swear to God, like, the NBA just slid a little script across the table to ESPN and said, here are your talking points for tonight. This is where all the drama's at. Because one, Anthony Davis is not going to play for the Pelicans. It's done. And he's not going to fucking play. I don't care what they say. They're gassing up the price. They're just You think that AD can walk back into that arena and they're just going to fucking embrace a guy that literally wore a "That's All Folks" t-shirt, demanded a trade, and then didn't want to fucking play for them?
Wait, hold on. That's All Folks shirt, that's blown out of proportion. The dude's in the Looney Tune movie with LeBron.
So he's got nobody standing around going, your last night walking into this fucking arena, you're going to wear that shirt? There's no friend standing around going, are you fucking stupid? You're
his
telling me that
friends
was
are all so well paid. They're probably just like, bro, that's a dope shirt.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
His friends are all just like way too fucking cowed down and fucking well paid to be real friends and tell him, yo, bro, that's kind of fucked up to do that. They're all just looking at it like, bro, that's a fucking dope ass shirt. Wear that shit.
His agent that walks in with him. Yeah, that's what he's there for. He's there to fucking gas him up and tell him how dope his shirt is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll buy that. If you want, there's a bridge I can sell you in Brooklyn too.
It's the Brooklyn Bridge, dude. Buy it.
I mean, there's no coming up against that. Like that's such a far-fetched, like, bullshit response. There's no way to come back against that. Like,
against what?
I've got a bridge I can sell you. I mean, what are you supposed to say to that?
Fuck off.
Pretty much, yeah. That's
You're
basically the only response you're supposed to like. Go fuck yourself. Like,
you're supposed to
tell your mother to quit calling me. I mean,
yeah. I can't though. She's a grown woman. She makes her own decisions.
Yeah, she is a grown ass woman. That's for sure.
You got to defend your position that you think he just happened to like that T-shirt and wore that shit on that day.
He's got personal stylists. Like everybody, like most of the NBA doesn't like pick out their fucking clothes. They have people that like fucking buy their clothes for them and lay them out, and it's just like, here, this is the style you're wearing tonight. Especially in the playoffs when there's fucking cameras on them in and out of the fucking arena. They're trying to be styling.
I got a news flash for you. There's no fucking stylist that picked out a "That's all, folks" fucking T-shirt from the goddamn
Probably right.
Gap for him to wear. Nobody gave him. I handed him a Target T-shirt and said, "Hey, this is stylish. You should wear this." Get the fuck out of here. He's never playing for the Pelicans again. They're gassing the fuck out of the price. And the trade value for Anthony Davis just went through the roof because David Griffin got to get up there and go, the fuck would we trade you Anthony Davis for? We got Zion, Drew Holiday, and Anthony Davis now. We're not trading them. And then
Fuck, they're not.
Rob Pelinka, 2 a.m, watching all the reruns of Magic Johnson rip him a new asshole and hear all the crazy stories. He's going to panic, call David Griffin after a couple of cocktails and be like, no, seriously, you're not going to trade me AD? What do I got to give you? You name the price, I'll make it happen. And then David Griffin's going to bend over Rob Pelinka and he's going to wax that ass. That's it. That's how that goes.
There it is. There's the shirt. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
What's that like $9.95 on some Instagram ad?
Yeah, it's what it looks like.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, his stylist picked that out for him.
Sure, why not?
They even found a medium for him to wear.
I know. They definitely gave him a size too small.
And for what it's worth, let's pull this up real quick. Oh, it didn't come up with the ads.
Oh, what? Were you trying to pull up the actual ad for the T-shirt?
It came up over here. All right. Well, I tried.
You tried.
Yeah, it's
Give it to the old college try.
It's definitely 3 different ads between what, $21.95 and $14.95 for that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Like if he wanted to make a statement other than "fuck off," he would have worn a shirt that said "Thank you." Have a nice day.
It.
Yeah. Thanks for the $150 million. Anthony Davis never playing for them again. Ever.
That's all, folks.
That's it. Easy peasy. Why would you, if you were the Pelicans, why would you want him to play for you again? You think he's going to go out there and give it his all?
No, I think they've ripped the Band-Aid. They want to move on. I think it's over.
They're just gassing. It's fine.
All right. Any other basketball topics to discuss here, fellas?
Yeah, wait a minute. Why have we not talked about the most important thing?
Whoa,
Game of Thrones isn't over. Game of Thrones season 9, the Los Angeles edition.
Oh,
like that is what is happening. Can we talk about the secret Game of Thrones that's going on in LA right now?
Like who
because
runs
I don't
the
know.
Lakers?
Oh yeah. There's definitely a shit show in the Lakers office going on right now.
Now, see, that's where you guys are missing the real story here. This isn't about who runs the Lakers right now. That's not what's really happening. That's not why all this shit's going down. It's not about right now. This is about who gets to buy the Lakers.
Okay, who's going to buy the Lakers?
You have 3 people spearheading groups right now. They are putting together groups right now to buy the Lakers.
Oh,
One group is headed by Magic Johnson. One group is headed by Kobe. And the third group is being headed by LeBron. And there is a giant fucking power struggle for pole position as to who gets to buy the Lakers from the buses. Because that's what's going down right now. Jeannie doesn't want this shit anymore. And her brother's clearly too dumb to do it. And she already told him to sit down like that Karstark dude in Game of Thrones. Yeah. He got up there, sat on it, and she said, you need to sit your dumb ass down.
Get your ass off the throne. You do not need to be up there. But then Jeannie wasn't that much better. I mean, she just had the good sense to get her fucking brother off the throne. That was about the end of it.
Right. And so it's all about building the brand and the business. And it's about getting it to the point so they can sell it. Now, Kobe positioned his man Pelinka, who was Kobe's agent, in the organization to start to get the feel for what's going on and to help Kobe get even more of an inside track. Magic saw this, inserted himself into it last year because he needed to assess what was going on a deeper level and figure out what the fuck, where he needed to be. And LeBron brought his own ass there because he's in LA. That's his land, and he wants to be an owner. He said that years ago. And his kids are going to school in LA. All his other businesses are based out of LA. And Ballmer sure as fuck isn't selling. And this is all about the Game of Thrones of who gets to buy the fucking Lakers and the goddamn power struggle that's going on there. That's what it's for. Who gets to buy the fucking Lakers?
Sounds like a title for this episode when we get it up on YouTube. We'll just call this episode "Who Wants to Buy the Lakers?"
Game of Lakers? Because that's what this is. You gotta see it for what it really is. Has LeBron ever been this fucking quiet about bullshit going on the team he's on?
No, this is true. And he has definitely been mum as a motherfucker as all this fucking shit has been circling the drain around him.
Like, let me ask you, why do you think Jason Kidd is the assistant coach of that team?
Because Braun wants him there.
You think that's why?
Well, I think because
I don't think
he
LeBron
has Braun's
respects
ear.
Vogel.
Oh, Braun definitely don't respect Vogel. But
Let me
Braun
ask you,
respects Kidd.
what player in this league, other than LeBron, loves Jason Kidd? Cried over Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Who?
Cried when his head coach got fired. Said, I don't fucking know why they did this. He's a free agent in 2021. Giannis.
Man. Giannis ain't leaving Milwaukee.
I don't know, but for the Lakers...
What did the Clippers just do all last year? They spent the entire last season hiring everybody with the sole purpose of getting Kawhi. You're telling me that LeBron didn't see what Ballmer did and start putting the shit in motion? LeBron wants one more. And what better way than to sucker a young, impressionable Giannis out there by saying, hey, I got your coach. I got the man that taught you. I have your mentor. My mentor, too.
Our mentor.
Our mentor.
Like, he's like, come out to the coast, have a few laughs.
Ooh, that's an amazing sale if that pulls off, if that gets executed. That is a long distance con right there.
Talking about is 2 years.
But it's something that had to have been set up last year, so that's at least 3 years going into this con.
Well,
no, set up this year.
If you're going to set up a con, it'd be for someone like Giannis.
Yeah, this is true.
A long con like that.
Yeah, because you gotta play the fuck out of that. Yeah.
Con?
Why, you think guys that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars don't have time to sit around and think this shit up?
I feel like a lot of them have better shit to do with their time, but I'm sure there are some of them that have time to sit around and think this shit up.
I mean, if I could think this shit up pretty...
I feel like a lot of them just have better things to do with their time.
What the fuck better do they have to do? Their whole job is playing basketball and making money.
Most of them, I would think, have some sort of side hustle, like some sort of business. They're like
mowing lawns or doing Uber.
The fucking the guy for the Colts that had the chain of car wash.
Marvin Harrison? That dude
Marvin
killed
Harrison.
the man.
Allegedly, I will never speak an ill word about Marvin Harrison, but that kind of side hustle where you have a business that you're running on the side as well as being a professional. So, they have something to do because there's a lot of downtime.
Yeah,
And
but I'm pretty sure
these type of
Marvin.
motherfuckers get bored.
I'm pretty sure Marvin Harrison isn't going to the car wash and emptying the quarters out of
No,
the
no, no,
machines.
by no means. But there are meetings, there are people to talk to, there are bills to take care of. There are things that he could choose to be involved with the business to help him spend his time.
I have a
You
question.
know,
I just would like to quote Bruce Willis for the second time now, and from Armageddon this time.
oh
You're
god,
NASA, for Christ's sake. You got a whole team of guys just sitting around in a room thinking shit up. And you got another team backing them up, just thinking up more shit. You don't think that LeBron pays a team of dudes to sit around and just think, he goes, this is what I want. Figure it out.
I feel like LeBron's so family man at this point. I think he just spends a lot of time with his family. But I think some of the younger players might have, sort of think tanks on their team where they have like a couple of idea men that they just go, talk shit out with. They'll go sit down, smoke a blunt with their homie, and fucking bounce ideas around until something comes together. That kind of thing.
Why not?
Not necessarily someone that's paid to be your idea man, but someone who's on your team who's there to fucking, help you think about shit.
So you're telling me Kevon Looney and Brooke Lopez have a brain trust each working for them, trying to figure out their next big moves?
God,
and
no.
LeBron
No,
and
no,
LeBron's
you
so
gotta be
successful that he doesn't need that?
I
Who's got a team that LeBron doesn't have a team?
I mean, LeBron's got to have a team because he's got a family at this point, so he spends all his time
Yeah,
with the family. So his team runs his business.
Didn't Phil Jackson refer to LeBron's team as his posse?
This is true.
Yeah, Jesse James had one of those too.
Yes,
and he was pretty successful.
Yes, and I believe he was fairly fondly remembered in American history.
Yeah,
maybe not by law enforcement, but by the rest of America.
I mean, the guy that killed him is known as a coward. He's been immortalized in the movies.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, LeBron has this thing wired. The Kingpin LeBron, not King James, Kingpin James, has got this shit wired, and I think we all need to look a little deeper into his actions than we are. And I think we need to understand that you think Kobe, the ultimate Laker, is really just hanging out, breaking down game film, and taking in his accolades, and he's not sitting over there plotting any shit?
Oh, I could see. Like, Kobe strikes me as the kind of person that would try to make a power move on the Buss family to get the Lakers. Like, he has that sort of mindset, in my opinion, that would make a great owner executive. Like, he's out there to make moves, to make money, to make fame for the Lakers. Because he loves the Lakers. Like, that is his motherfucking team.
And Magic's already done it. Dude's already a billionaire. Already owns a piece of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Starbucks,
Magic's already gone
theaters.
and climbed his ladder. Fucking Kobe wants to climb his own ladder,
You don't think Magic wants to just kind of finish this off?
I'm sure he does, but I feel like out of the three parties involved, I think Magic would definitely have the toughest road to actually get it done. Just because I feel like he's kind of burned bridges there at this point. Like, he's pissed off some people on his way out the door that, when it came time to making sales, I feel like there would be too many people talking about, not Magic.
Fuck that. Magic's got more money than the other two combined.
I agree, but I could see a Kobe LeBron partnership buying the Lakers before I could see Magic buying the Lakers.
Magic's really worth more than the two of them combined?
I would think so. His money's been working harder longer.
Brady, can you research this for us? Magic Johnson's net worth, LeBron's net worth, and Kobe's net worth.
But I mean, we looked this up before. Jordan was worth as much as three of those combined.
Yeah, but Jordan had this shoe deal. I mean, Magic didn't have a shoe deal like that.
Magic owns how many Starbucks? Hundreds?
And that's what we'll find out.
How many movie theaters does this guy have?
No
I don't
idea.
even know what a movie theater fucking costs. I have no idea. How much is the stake in the Dodgers worth? I don't know. I'm sure Magic's got endorsement deals that we don't know about.
Magic
Anyway.
Johnson has a projected net worth of $600 million.
Like I think that's low. Like
As of January 2019.
Like if he owns 10% of the Dodgers, it's got to be $300 million right there. They're a $3 billion sports team. I'm not buying it. Anyways,
LeBron James'
move
net
on.
worth is estimated to be $440 million. So you are correct that Magic is definitely worth more than LeBron.
Again, but it's like, but LeBron signed didn't he sign $1 billion lifetime deal with Nike? Like, does that get factored in? If he dies tomorrow, isn't it still worth $1 billion?
I don't know. I don't know if they take future assets into account or if this is just standing worth right now. Like, what does this motherfucker have in assets and cash on hand?
Is this just straight cash, homie? Is this what we're talking about they can put together in a duffel bag?
I think so. I think this is just like, how big of an NCAA payment can you make? Let me see what Kobe's got on this.
All right. Anyways, John, while he's looking that up, I have another question for you.
What's up?
Because the Mets sucking ass.
Kobe's worth 500. He's worth more than LeBron, but not quite as much as Magic. But together, Kobe and LeBron could put together almost $1 billion to buy the Lakers.
Yeah, but they're not. They're on opposite sides of this.
I know.
Let's table this and let's just say we need to keep a closer eye on the game of Lakers that's happening.
I agree.
Okay.
So
We'll put that up next to Tiger Watch as one of our just standing segments where we're going to be fucking coming back to this over and over again.
Tiger's boat was spotted headed back to Florida. That's your Tiger Watch for this week.
Yeah,
John.
Tiger needs to get in some competitive golf between majors. The whole not playing anything from one major to the next didn't work very well.
No, it didn't. But he also played with Bruce Koepka, who is like, I'm pretty sure Bruce Koepka talked shit to Tiger the entire round.
I would hope so. I believe they were playing together on the final day of the Masters.
I think they were.
Because I know they finished 1 and 2, and normally those pairings are set up to get 1 and 2 playing together.
I'm bringing Bruce Koepka into the fold. I'm all in on somebody that wants to talk shit to everybody else he's playing golf with.
From what I understand, he is like a full-on bro. Like, he like fucking goes and pumps weights and fucking is a little bit of a meathead, and fucking his life is like golf, weights, and like Sports Center.
Well, I mean, he was a hockey player until he broke his nose and then couldn't play hockey for a while.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
I knew you'd like him once you heard that. He's a hockey guy. He's Happy Gilmore. He is a real-life happy fucking Gilmore. How has nobody talked about this?
Does he smash the ball off the tee?
He's definitely like Tiger back when Tiger was winning the Masters by like 18 strokes or something.
Yeah, I saw that he was winning the
tournament. The distance.
I saw that he was doing that in this tournament this weekend, and then just basically almost collapsed on Sunday. But his lead was so big that no one could catch him.
Yeah. Basically, he built the insurmountable lead.
Like, how is he not walking around with like Timberlands leading up to the fucking the tournament?
Timberland golf boots.
Some untied Timberlands as he's walking around before the match starts. Why isn't he wearing a flannel shirt?
He's got a fly-ass bitch, too. Or at least the bitch that was escorting him in was fly. I got to assume that was his bitch.
Yeah, she kissed him after. He gave her the old stiff arm. He gave her the old stiff arm beforehand. Like, nah, not before the fourth round.
Yeah.
He gave her the cold shoulder, a little stiff arm. He went full Happy Gilmore on her ass. And then he's going full Happy Gilmore on the course lately. I mean, he's won 50% of the last 8 majors.
And he came in second to Tiger in one of the majors that he didn't win.
I think Tiger and Phil need to invite him and John Daly out for our Thanksgiving match, because there's nothing more than I want to hear is a mic'd up Bruce Koepka just talking, just running his fucking mouth Like he's Gary Payton on the goddamn golf course. That's what I want.
Maybe get like an professionally driven like extra large golf cart so they can all ride together on the golf cart between holes.
Just get one of them with the 4-seaters in the back and they're chauffeured around.
Yeah, exactly. So there's like one guy driving and then 4 seats, so they could all sit there and talk shit to each other between holes. Oh god,
Like
that would be
let me ask you,
cooler a beer on like a little 3-wheeled cart that's like hooked onto the back that's getting like dragged behind it.
who's a better shit talker, John? Out of those 4, we had that foursome mic'd up. Who's going home crying?
I think all of them are going to go home crying.
Yes, everyone's getting their feelings hurt, but I feel like I'm going to go with the dark horse in this race. I think John Daly is coming out of this as like the biggest swinger. I think he is going to take some shots at people. I think they're going to be hilarious or they're going to fall really flat. But I think he is going to fucking swing for the fences with his jokes, and it could be amazing.
Well, if he swings for the fences, he's too big and easy of a target not to hit back with just as much fury.
Yeah, but I mean, the stuff that's going to come back at him is going to be like very vanilla. It's going to be like fat guy jokes. And it's going to be funny, but it's going to be vanilla. It's going to be like, yeah, shut up and drink another Coors there, fatty. You know, I mean, it's going to be something like that. But, you know, I feel like John Daly might come through with like 2 or 3 true gems during the course of that 18 holes where everyone just stops and goes, oh my God, what the fuck did Drunky just say?
Here's why John Daly does not come out on the top of that group. You know who John Daly is? He's Michael Madsen's character from Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. He is fucking Bill's brother. He's dipping. He's hanging out with little people. He's living in a trailer.
Yeah, that's
and he
very
does
much
not.
him.
That guy does not win in the end. In the end, he gets his ass kicked.
And he knew it too.
Yeah, he knew it was coming.
That girl deserved a revenge.
Yeah,
like Daly's gonna show up. He's gonna talk shit. It's not really gonna hurt him at first. He'll be everybody's lovable punching bag, but in the end, he's gonna get got, and Daly will get assassinated. My real question is what kind of shit talk does Koepka talk? Like, is he just like, I'm better than you? Like, does he tell Phil he banged his wife? And Tiger's like, I banged everybody's wife. Like, how does this go? Like
chicks dig the long ball, kid.
Yep. Who wins it? Like, is Phil Mickelson just really a subtle assassin?
I feel Phil would definitely play the background and just like drop daggers on motherfuckers from like the shadows. Like other people would be talking shit and Phil would just walk by and drop in on it and just be like
just blast
blah 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 and fucking just leave like a heater floating in the middle of it. And he's like, just like walking away as they're both sitting there steaming about what Phil just said.
Like, Phil takes a lot of body shots during this round.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But he doesn't get knocked out. But I don't know if Phil's got knockout power. Like, I feel like Koepka or Tiger have knockout power, but they could both easily leave their chin exposed and really, like, I don't know.
Really,
does Koepka have a weak chin?
Koepka's the only one that doesn't have a lot of publicly available dirt in that group. He's the only one that's even like remotely clean. So
that we know of, but we're not in the clubhouse.
You're absolutely right. But by the same token, fucking Mickelson and Tiger and Daly all have a lot of material that you can throw at them. A lot. There's a lot of shit that could be talked between those 3 subjects.
I mean, we have this on Thanksgiving. We have the Black Masters the week after the Masters. And then at some point, we need to take each of those foursomes and have them play a best ball for charity match against each other.
Oh, for sure.
Fantastic.
And that's Christmas Day in Hawaii. You let those 8 guys go at it.
Oh, God. Phil, Tiger, Daly, Koepka, and Samuel,
Kenny,
Charles, Kenny,
Shaq.
Oh, my God.
That's a pay-per-view for sure.
Yes.
The kids can't be around.
No. This is definitely a 9 p.m. pay-per-view because there is going to be some shit said during that. Oh my God. I'm
like
paying
Shaq
for it.
wins. Shaq MCs the whole thing because Shaq doesn't play.
Oh no, yeah. Shaq would be a horrible golfer anyway. You can't be like 7 feet tall and be a really good golfer. So there's no way to get the mechanics right.
I'm just saying, like, I think we've saved golf. I mean, if you had those 3 things on pay-per-view every year, I don't know what you could have as the 4th major for that circuit, but I don't think you'd need anything.
I don't think so.
No, that sounds like a pretty full schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either that
you're
or
not even running summertime only like they're doing with their all their big events now. You're going fucking Thanksgiving and Christmas on this shit too. So you're fucking saying we're gonna go out to like maybe Phoenix for Thanksgiving and then Christmas in Hawaii.
And then you know what you do on the 4th of July? You show Chris Paul's bowling invitational and you mic all those guys up.
No. Let's get real with this for a minute. The Gronk v Tony Romo Celebrity Golf Challenge, and we'll let them have teams.
I don't want to see that. I'd rather see Gronk like host a Rockin' Jock.
That would be pretty good. Well, that's what if you could turn Rockin' Jock golf with Gronk.
I'd rather see Gronk versus Tony Romo in a game of beer pong.
Wow.
That would be pretty good.
I don't think Tony Romo's got a chance.
Oh, hell no. No.
What are you talking about?
Gronk is like the beer pong champion.
Yeah, Tony Romo doesn't have a chance in beer pong against Gronk.
I don't care how good Tony Romo's aim is from years of being a quarterback. Gronk has been playing beer pong at a drunken professional level for, good God, like 10 years?
Why are you shaking this off, Rich? He's the ultimate bro.
Yeah, you don't get more bro than Gronk.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know how I know? Because if you put a fucking polo shirt and some khakis and some flip-flops with some Martha Vineyard sunglasses on Tony Romo and you stick him in your frat, that dude's never lost a goddamn beer pong game in his life. He walks around with a championship belt on from how many times he's won at his fraternity. He's that quiet, dickish, preppy assassin of a beer pong player.
Is the collar flipped up?
Yes.
Okay.
He might even have 2 fluorescent collars on.
I think I knew that dick in college. And he definitely had a beer pong championship belt that he wore around. This is very true. I definitely knew that dick.
Oh wow.
You're underselling this.
He makes a point.
assassin.
Tony Romo could be that like sneaky frat boy that like got out of the frat and like cleaned himself up and doesn't look like a bro anymore, but like deep down inside beats, like Phi Beta or like Phi Beta Chi fucking till I die, some dumb shit like that, like tattooed on his heart.
Tony Romo's hitting bounce shots on him for 2 cups. He's shooting right-handed and left-handed. He's shooting them both at the same time, sinking it in the same cup.
Yeah.
Like Gronk is steady. Gronk is intimidating. Gronk can hold his booze. I just don't think Gronk can fucking close it out on a guy like Tony Romo.
I think it's going to be a real interesting match. I think it's going to end up being a race. Like who gets the last cup first? Because those two are going to be fucking shooting daggers at each other. Like,
That's it.
I don't think there's a lot of missed shots in that. Either way.
I think we need to sell this idea to Barstool or Bleacher Report, and let's make this happen. Because Tony Romo would totally play beer pong in a best out of 5 against Gronk.
The problem is Gronk might pregame it. Gronk might be drunk before he gets there.
Oh, get out of here. That's just going to get him in the zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's just going to loosen him up. That's like having 3 beers before you start your round of golf.
The only issue you have here is that you're literally playing a competition where you're throwing something against a professional quarterback.
Yes, absolutely. But we're talking about someone who has been playing said game.
All right, John. John, John, you're Gronk. You got to pick 3 other guys on your team, and we're going to go 2 versus 2, a little tournament. You can pick for Gronk. Brady, you can pick for Romo. Any sport, any athlete, male, female, doesn't matter.
What's the
John,
competition?
No, beer pong.
Oh,
Who do you want on Tony Romo's beer pong team? That's what you're thinking about. John, you have Gronk. Who are you taking? Are you going all Patriots? Do you think Gronk is better when surrounded by Patriots? Are you picking other Gronkowskis?
My instinct was Glenn. My instinct was his little brother Glenn.
Are you thinking NBA? Are you gonna go with, Joel Embiid?
Here's the thing: them hockey boys can drink, bro. Them hockey boys can drink,
but they don't really give a shit about drinking games. They would rather
but are
just
they
drink.
Athletes? Are they athletic enough?
Hockey players? Hockey players are pretty fucking athletic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yes on that one for sure.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you got to pair your team. You got to think about what Romo's gonna draft and bring to the table. Like, do you want an NBA guy, a little reach?
I know
basically
who I
just
want.
drop that shit in, can swat stuff away.
I just picked my winner.
All right, who's your first pick?
Oh shit.
Gronk is going to the ultimate bro competition.
All right.
And on his side, smoking Jay Cutler.
Nice.
Woo! Getting in the head of Tony Romo.
First round, all-time drinking team. Tony Romo is calling up Eddie the Bottle Belfour.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We
are going Eddie
goalie.
the bottle fucking Belfour.
All right. Well, in the second round, since we're calling up people from the 90s, we're going straight to the Carolina Panthers and Kerry Collins.
Oh.
You're bringing all drunk quarterbacks on your team?
Yes. We're getting...
Gronk needs quarterbacks to throw to
It's
him?
a drinking game. Yes, I want drunk quarterbacks.
Oh, God. Who do I have? I got to get a good baseball. You know what? I called him up earlier. He's the old man on my squad. He's my anchor at the Drunk Olympics. Bob motherfucking Euchre.
Okay. No, you gotta go Wade Boggs at that point. God damn it!
Nothing against Wade Boggs. I would just personally drink with Bob Euchre over Wade Boggs.
It's not who you're personally drinking
I know. I'm making the picks here, so go fuck yourself.
So for my last pick, right? We're all drinking. We're all having a good time. We need somebody that might be sober enough to go get more beer.
Ooh.
Right? And
That's true.
going to say that Dwight Gooden's cocaine to alcohol ratio within his body is going to carry him to and from the store with enough elusiveness to keep him away from the police. So Dwight Gooden's going to close out my team.
You know what? I like where your head's at. I'm calling in the straw.
Damn, I knew that was happening.
Thank you for reminding me. Yes, the straw will be closing for me. And
now,
the strawberry will be right there with Gooden making the beer run.
John, I do have to warn you.
Okay.
Dwight Gooden did not show up for the 1986 World Series parade.
Yeah, I know.
He was not available. Do
He
you think he's going to make it to this competition? I think you might want to consider having a reserve option. Or is that where Gronk just turns and grabs his brother off the sideline?
Yeah, I think that's where that or his dad. That or maybe
Glenn
his
right
dad
over
comes
there.
Because from what I understand, the Gronk dad is very much a bro as well. So I could definitely see him calling his dad in out of the fucking bullpen. Being like, bring me the old man.
All right. Can I somehow get Charlie Sheen from Major League? Can I get Wild Thing Vaughn?
There you go.
I
will allow it.
As long as you draft Wild Thing Vaughn and not Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's acceptable.
Yes.
So the manager
for sure.
on that team was the one that was the real professional alcoholic.
Yes. Absolutely. that team's manager was a drunk.
One more and it's a winning streak, boys.
That's the guy you want on your team.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
true.
Bob Uecker.
Whoever that guy is, yeah, we need that guy.
You want that guy. I mean, that's like saying
Yeah,
you
hold on,
wanted
I gotta look that guy
Billy
up.
Martin.
All right, so we got a little bit into the Mets, Rich. You had a question for me earlier. We were talking about Doc Gooden and my love for the Mets, especially the
With-
'86 Mets.
With the demise of the Mets again, another year of everything that could possibly have gone wrong has gone wrong.
Yeah.
The thing I was thinking about today is, are there just sports franchises that are just so shitty that no matter what happens, they're never going to win anything?
Yeah.
Like, would you rather be a Mets fan or a Browns fan? Would you rather be a Marlins fan? Like, what are the fuck, just like, would you rather be a Jets fan? Like, there are some terrible just franchises now. Knicks, like, who should we feel bad for? Who, like, and now is this an ownership problem? Is this a city problem? Where does the problem lie with these teams?
I think with some of the teams, at least, it has to be an ownership issue. Because, I mean, not everybody is Cleveland. But there's a lot of teams out there that have, let's call them Cleveland symptoms.
Okay. Describe Cleveland symptoms?
Very bad drafting habits. Turning over front office more frequently than would be really advisable. Changing coaching staffs mid-season. Again, just very poor drafting habits. Fucking always seem to be hiring what seems to be the right person, but turns out to be completely the wrong person. You know, like,
All right,
these are all
so it's
ownership
basically
level decisions.
It's basically Charlie Brown at the helm.
Yeah, just trying to do right and doing nothing but wrong.
Okay. What do you got, Rich?
I didn't know. Like, I couldn't think about it. I mean, my first reaction is always it's always the guy that owns the fucking thing. It's their problem.
So,
Because you
do you really feel bad for teams like the Mets? The Mets have won a couple of World Series.
No, I don't feel that bad for the Mets. I feel
know?
bad for Jets fans. I feel bad
Yeah.
for Cleveland Brown fans. I feel bad for all 6 Marlin fans in the world.
There might be 7 or 8. I think a couple of them have kids.
I've been to a Marlins game. I don't think it's more than 6.
I've seen them on TV, and there are definitely far more empty seats than filled seats, and that's a very sad statement.
We
But
paid
it's
$12.
Miami. There's so much better shit to do in Miami than go to a shitty baseball game.
What about
We
like
paid-
the Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, like what about the Hawks or the Falcons? Like the Falcons had some, they made it to a World Series, but they've never won anything. No Atlanta team has ever won. Is that an Atlanta problem?
And the Hawks have been good.
The
the
Braves won one.
Yeah, the Braves won.
But
one,
they won like
went-
15 divisions in a row, something retarded.
Yeah, and
Fuck
like
the Braves.
15 divisions and like 9 pennants. Like they went to a shitload of World Series and got their ass waxed every time. Most of the time by the Yankees.
When you
Like, the
think
Braves
about those
waxed the
Atlanta,
Yankees a lot.
when you think about those Braves teams,
sorry.
Glavine,
Go on,
Maddox, Smoltz, guys like Terry Pendleton, Fred McGraw, like the amount of talent that they had to only somehow win one.
But
Yeah,
they were
guys-
consistently great for years. There was like damn near a decade of time where the Braves were the class of their division. They were going to the playoffs, and normally they tripped on their dick in the playoffs. But that's just fucking how it goes.
But I mean, like, would you rather be a Hawks fan, a Magic's fan, Browns fan? Like, what is the franchise that you really are just like, they're fucked?
I don't know, because for the longest time I thought it was going to be the Clippers, but then Ballmer got up in there and fucking sort of re-energized shit. Now all of a sudden the Clippers don't look like a bad destination. So I really feel like an ownership level change can change the fortunes of most franchises. They're still your cursed franchises that are always, you know, I mean, the Cubs took 118 goddamn years. But I
Yeah,
mean,
new owners.
eventually, yeah, they had new owners, new GM, like from the top down, made a consistent change, and finally got
So
it done.
so what you're saying is sounds like from everything you said, it's just like if your team sucks for decades and decades, they should be forced to sell,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it always starts at the top. Good ownership.
yeah, and I feel like that's good for your league too, because I mean, if the same teams are shit for years and years, that's not good for your league. You want new faces, new names. You don't want the same shit over and over again. People get tired of that. People want those fucking flash in the pan teams that pop up and then fall off, you know.
So should the bar be making a conference finals? If you're an owner of a team and in 15 years you can't make a conference final, you should be forced to sell your team.
I might even go so far as to give them 20 years, but say you have to win a conference final, not just appear in one or more conference finals, but actually win a conference final and make it to the championship series. You don't have to win a championship in 20 years, but you got to at least compete for a championship once every 20 years. Or, yeah, get the fuck out. Sell it to someone who's going to have a little bit more interest and a little bit more time and maybe some fresh ideas to try to help the fans of that team, you know?
I mean, I've been
No,
waiting
no
over two
fan base
decades.
deserves that shit.
I've had like two playoff games in 20 years being a Bills fan.
Yeah, I know. But there was a point in time where the Bills made the playoffs
They made
year
this.
after
They made the
year.
Super Bowl 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't get any goddamn love for how amazing that feat was.
Dude, that was an amazing team. That was not just an amazing feat. Fucking from the O line to the fucking receivers to Kelly and Thurman Thomas and fucking that whole team was great.
You don't have to jazz up my favorite team.
Oh, I know. I mean, I was there. I watched it happen. I was of the right age to see that shit go down and be like, God damn, these Bills are fucking good. It just they kept getting beat by slightly better teams in the championship game
So let me ask you, because
and
this
wide
kind
right.
of this kind of tied into something else I was thinking about for the NFL. You have a lot of great young quarterbacks, and we were told over the last 5 years, I don't know if we're ever going to have a Rodgers, Brady, Breeze, Rivers, Manning kind of group of quarterbacks, right? So now you got Kyler, Mitch, Baker, Dak, Goff, Wentz, Mahomes.
It's
Who
not
wins
bad.
an
Not
NFL?
bad.
Who wins an NFL championship first?
If they can stay out of jail long enough, I feel like the Chiefs probably have the best shot out of that group. I think the Rams' chance came and went.
I
I
sw-
think people have kind of seen the Rams can be beaten with good defense. You just have to have genius level defense fucking coaching your team, but you can beat the Rams with defense, and you can sit there and hold Sean McVay to fucking seven
this is
points in
way
the
too.
biggest game of his fucking life.
You're just supposed to pick a goddamn quarterback. And I forgot Deshaun Watson.
Well, yeah, but that's because no one believes that the Texans are going to win the Super Bowl anytime soon.
I think the Texans have as good a shot as any of those teams this year. Like, would you put
This
Love?
upcoming year,
I think the Texans are a lot
Yeah.
better than you're trying to give them credit for right now, Brady.
Do you put Andrew Luck in this class of QBs, or is he too old? Is he
I think
more
he's a little too old. I think he's like 5 years early for this because
Cam?
he's
Is
been.
Cam?
No, Cam is also he's in Luck's era.
Cam's older than Luck, yeah.
Yeah. Cam and Luck are kind of in that same class with like just after Big Ben and Rivers and so forth.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of great young quarterbacks, and you got to pick one. Who's the quarterback you're riding with to win a Super Bowl first? Somebody who hasn't won one yet.
Can I answer first and show them how it's done?
Yeah,
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. You think the Eagles and Carson have it all together?
They've already gotten there once. They made a huge run last year. Yeah, I think they're as close as any of them.
You take Wentz over Andrew Luck.
We just said Luck wasn't in this group.
I'm asking you now. Now you have to
Okay.
pick between those two.
And then it's Andrew Luck. I think Andrew Luck is probably one of the top few QBs in the game that's, not in that Aaron Rodgers and older era.
I mean, let's squeeze this down. Would you have this young class be Goff, Mahomes, Watson, Wentz?
And
Would you
what-
put Mitch
I would put
and Dak?
Mitch, Dak, and Baker all in there.
Mitch, Dak, and Baker are kind of like in a subgroup compared to the first four, I think. They could be in that group, but they've got a little more to prove.
Yeah, like I don't understand. I don't think Baker's fucking proven a goddamn thing, other than he can play garbage time
Yeah.
in games that don't matter. And Mitch scares the shit out of everybody. And I don't think Dak is. I think Dak is awful. I mean, John, I know you want him as Brady's replacement.
I would take Dak Prescott as Brady's replacement.
Yeah. I don't think he's the steaming pile of excrement that you obviously have him sized up to be.
I don't. I mean, I think Deshaun Watson's probably the best. I think it's Luck, Watson, Wentz of these, or Mahomes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
again,
I
I
think
don't know.
Mahomes has the best situation. It's just a matter of can the Chiefs stay out of jail long enough to make a full fucking season.
Maybe now that they're not drafting potential felons.
Yeah,
Maybe
But here's-
that's true.
Dorsey's
That's true.
not there drafting anymore.
Yeah, that's
I have
going to
a-
help.
Here's another crazy question: is Mahomes just Nick Foles?
No, Nick Foles was not that kind of athletic.
Yeah, I think he does have a better arm than Nick Foles.
He definitely has better legs than Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only seen one season.
No, you're absolutely right. And now the league has a year's worth of tape on him, so that there will obviously be adjustments and whatnot. But the dude has the physical tools, and he seems to be able to read defenses well enough to fucking see where the open spot's going to be. And as a quarterback, those are two of your biggest issues: staying upright and getting the ball to the open spot in the field. So
I mean, Randall Cunningham had that kind of year when he had Randy Moss and Chris Carter and Robert Smith. And, if you took Randy Moss and Robert Smith off that team, can Randall Cunningham or Dante Culpepper redo those kind of years that they had with the Vikings? You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have Kareem Hunt and he doesn't have Tyreek Hill. Like, was he really that good, or was it all the tools around him and Andy Reid?
well, that's always an issue you're going to have. But what if they get good new tools? Well, what if the situation doesn't change, just the name on the back of the jersey?
All right. Well, I have something I want to talk about in football. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger has come out and apologized for being a little too harsh with Antonio.
Douchebag.
Ben Roethlisberger had his team over for bonding type activities. I think he's making steps in the right direction to pull his team together.
Or this is just further proof of what Antonio was talking about, where he seems to be kind of two-faced, where out in the public eye he presents a certain image, but then in the locker room and behind closed doors, maybe that's not exactly who he is.
Isn't that everybody, though? Everybody everywhere?
Very true, but I mean, you kind of expect your quarterback to be at least decent to your teammates. Like, you don't just fucking park the bus on top of your team.
Okay, what do you think, Rich?
I think Dad's apologized for hitting Mom, and he's taking all the kids out for ice cream. It doesn't mean that he's going to stop hitting Mom.
That's a damn fine analogy. Thank you, Rich.
And in case you didn't know, Ben Roethlisberger's dad, and he's really fucking up the family dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Wow.
like he clearly got so much pressure from inside the locker room,
Yeah.
and Antonio Brown clearly held back. I think for all the shit he's talked, he's clearly held back 90% of what really happened. And he held back some damning shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it got put to Ben, either you fucking step up or you are going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Or the
And
real shit's gonna come out.
yeah. So Ben's having to go on his mea culpa tour. I just think it's too little, too late.
He's out there doing the interview with the wife and the $8 million diamond ring.
Yeah, I just think that, like, to me, this is the worst thing that could happen for the Steelers. The worst thing. Like, I think Baltimore is a fucking lock to win that division right now.
Okay.
Cincinnati's tanking for Zion. They think that he's going to choose the NFL over the NBA because he doesn't want to play in New Orleans.
Yeah, because he's gonna want to play in Cincinnati.
Hey, you never know. And
Wah.
I think the Browns and the Steelers are going to fucking implode on themselves this year.
Okay. Well, you saw in another venue that I made a bet, Steelers versus Browns. I took the Steelers on that. How do you feel about that?
I think the Steelers, they're the Steelers. They'll finish at 7-9. But it won't be without, a few times where dad smacks mom at the dinner table and it gets real quiet. And then Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin has to go do a fucking interview and fucking
he's going to get up there
okay.
And he's going to be the pastor that's like doing family therapy for them, and he's going to have to get up at the podium and make a speech. Al Sharpton's going to show up to kind of, say everything's okay.
Is Al Sharpton dead?
No.
Well, he'll be there. Who knows?
He'll be there in spirit, nonetheless.
You know what I'm saying. And the Browns will finish at 5-11, and Baker will have played 6 games, and the Browns fans will rationalize that it was just because Baker got hurt and not because Odell freaked out on everybody at some point. And the half their team gets arrested.
Fantastic.
And I was incorrect. Al Sharpton is not dead.
Yeah, see?
He is old, but he is not dead.
Speaking of people beating other people like the Browns roster, did you see what Deontay Wilder did to Derek Brazil?
Oh my! Yeah, that was I think it was one of those Tyson style fights where it lasted about 15 seconds. Like Wilder came out of the corner, boom, boom, bam, done. Fight over. Literally knocked dude on his ass in 15 seconds.
Who was it? Bermain Sterveen?
No. Derek Brazil. Brazil. Braezel. He killed a dude. He took his soul.
He did. He did. Definitely looked like he knocked the soul right out of that dude.
That guy was 27-1. He killed him. Killed that
Wilder destroyed this dude. It was not even funny.
What's funny is Anthony Joshua fought Brazil. It went 11 rounds. And Joshua was like, I hope he doesn't beat him, faster than I did, because otherwise it'll show that he's better than me. He made some asinine comment like that. And Wilder just said goodnight.
Yeah. The fight was over.
Dude, he hit him so hard in the face, Brazil's head bounced off his own shoulder and probably bruised his cheek on the other side. He hit his own shoulder so hard. I'm sorry, but Deontay Wilder is a bad man and a great human being.
Yeah.
I've sung his praises already. But Anthony Joshua better stop being a wuss and step up. And I definitely want to see Wilder Fury too.
Yeah,
Because
we need to
Fury,
see Wilder Fury too, because that was kind of a sketch decision there at the end.
well, Fury outboxed him, but Wilder fucking hit him with that right and knocked his ass down twice.
Yeah.
And that second time, I think Fury left the planet for a little while. He went in outer space. He hung out.
Yeah,
then he
I think
managed
the soul left the body for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then he kind of came back to himself.
Yeah, like Wilder's just out there, like he's like one of those dudes from the Chronicles of Riddick where they just steal your soul right out from you.
Oh yeah. Fucking Wilder has that Mike Tyson punch where like it doesn't matter. He's just gonna walk in, he's gonna hit you, and you're gonna fall down, and that's the fucking end of it. Sorry. Unless your name is Tyson Fury, and then you'll go fucking 12 rounds and get knocked down a couple times. But
like how good is fucking Tyson Fury?
I know, like he took 12 rounds of that shit. This dude couldn't take 12 seconds.
Do you know what Wilder's record is?
I would assume undefeated. Well, no, with that one draw to Fury.
He's 41-0-1.
Yeah, with the one being the Fury fight.
With 40 knockouts.
41 wins, 1 not by knockout.
41-0-1. 40 knockouts. And the one guy that he didn't knock out, he fought a second time and knocked out in 3 rounds.
Nice. Good for him.
41-0-1 with
damn sure.
40. He's knocked out every guy he's ever boxed except Fury.
Wow.
I'm so disappointed that our 3 best heavyweights are in 3 different fighting promotion circles, and getting these camps together to get us any sort of fucking fight is like pulling fucking teeth.
Yeah, but Wilder only signed for 1 fight.
Oh, okay. Good. So
you know why? Because Wilder actually wants to fight the other guys. Like Fury will fight Wilder. It's Anthony Joshua who's running like a scared little bitch.
Oh, Anthony Joshua knows he'd get his ass beat by either one of those dudes.
I don't know if that's true, because he's a fucking hell of a boxer. We just don't know.
I think Tyson Fury would outbox him over the course of 12 rounds, and I think fucking Wilder would just knock his ass out. Like, he'd catch that right and it'd be over. Like, done.
Maybe. I don't know. I want to see it. That's why I'm so excited. You can't get me excited about a Canelo fight. Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. You might eat another tainted taco and fucking not be able to make the fight.
Like Lomachenko, I'll watch that dude fight all the time because it's just so pretty. He just moves around, and it's like he's not even there when you go to hit him. But, he's a small dude. I want to see Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and I want to see Wilder Fury.
Yeah, I just want to see Wilder Fury just to see those 2 motherfuckers standing in the center of the ring beating the shit out of each other again. That was such an amazing fight.
So I was thinking about this because of how much I've started to enjoy boxing in my life. Like, I really find it very enjoyable. And I started thinking, are international sports better or more popular than American sports?
Well, I mean, soccer, yes.
Soccer
worldwide is most definitely more popular than any sport in America, just because like all of South America and all of Europe watches soccer,
and Africa,
and numerically, and a lot of China too, and Asia. So I mean, you got to think the numbers there.
Formula One racing, the Grand Prix of Monte Carlo.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. And I imagine that in Europe is a pretty big draw.
Do you know how much money it costs to run those fucking cars?
Millions.
They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year per car.
They don't have that
kind
much?
Oh, yeah.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah, and some teams run multiple cars, like Mercedes and Ferrari and Audi, and people like them run like 2, 3, sometimes 4 teams.
Wow.
There's 3 Ferrari cars.
Yep.
Hundreds of millions to run those things.
Yeah, 2 or 3 Porsches. Fucking, yeah.
Like the amount of money, the sheer volume of money that sport generates to stay afloat. Like American sports aren't generating that. I saw for the rights to broadcast the English Premier League for the next like 3 years. Do you know what those television rights just sold for?
In America or worldwide?
In Europe.
Oh, okay. No clue. Because I know in
12
America it's not very much.
$12 billion the Premier League just got.
Damn!
Jesus.
Nice.
Like, and we talk about the the $4 billion NFL deal or whatever it is. They're making like $1 billion a year.
Yeah.
But these guys are fucking dwarfing that shit over there.
Oh, yeah.
Are we wrong in what we watch for sports?
I think it's more flavors of candy. It's, do you like strawberry candy? Do you like chocolate candy? Do you like cherry candy? Do you like peanut butter candy? Do you like toffee? You know, do you like lemon candy? You know, everyone has sort of their own flavor that they like, and I think a lot of the world just likes things differently than we do. But is that just because it's kind of what we've been fed all our lives? You know, if we were living elsewhere in the world, would we have the same view of American sports?
John, are we watching the wrong sports?
I don't think so. I think we're watching the right ones because they're the ones that get me pumped up. I don't get pumped up to watch soccer.
I mean, your favorite sport is more popular everywhere else but in America.
I love hockey, and hockey is definitely more popular everywhere other than here.
This is true.
I mean, if the World Championships of hockey are happening right now, does anybody know that it actually is happening?
Typical American folks, no. Canadians, yes.
Yes.
For sure. Because it is happening right
European
now.
sports fans, yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I didn't know if any, major sports network has even run it across a ticker on the bottom of the screen.
NHL Network, maybe.
Yeah. Probably the NHL Network, because I think I've seen international flags
And
going across
maybe
the ticker.
maybe NBC Sports Network because they cover hockey a lot.
Yeah.
Like, fucking motorcycle racing is ginormous in Europe.
Yeah.
I love the TT at the Isle of Man. That is a fucking beautiful course, and it's just you'll see they'll have dudes doing like 200 miles an hour on a motorcycle with a little GoPro cam on the front that they're broadcasting, and you can see fucking course just whipping by the front fender of this motorcycle, and it's like beautiful fucking rolling hill, fucking British countryside kind of shit. Just screaming past at 200 miles an hour with nothing coming through the speakers but that like blaring motorcycle sound.
I don't know. I was just had that.
It's
I
pretty
was
awesome.
like, oh, I got excited. The Grand Prix of Monte Carlo. It's one of those sports events I've always dreamt of going to.
Oh, for sure, dude. That's like a fucking 2-week party in Monte Carlo for fucking the Grand Prix. But that's also the kind of shit where you could spend $1 million very easily just going to that 2-week party. Not even like doing it up big. You could like fucking blow through $1 million.
You sound like you're experiencing blowing through $1 million at the party.
I'm just saying that when you look at the video footage of this as they're racing past the harbor, the fucking yachts in that harbor are like Tom Brady level rich. Every last one of them. And it's a harbor full of fucking boats. And the whole city is full of people that are like Tom Brady level rich. European style fucking millionaire rich. So it seems like the kind of place where getting in the door at the party might cost you a few grand.
Brady, I don't know if you could actually spend. I mean, I'm sure you could, but I don't think you quite comprehend how hard it is to actually spend $1 million.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Dude, that's a lot of cocaine.
I know. That's like some Chris Farley level shit. Like you find him dead in a hotel room with like a big...
Yeah.
You'd kill a goddamn city with $500,000 of cocaine.
Well, it depends on how much you're trying to do that night. I'm not saying
you're
I'm trying
the
to do
one
$1
that said
million
it-
worth of cocaine right now. I'm just saying, like, you could go through $1 million pretty quick on some cocaine.
like just
I mean,
renting.
talk to
Like even
Charlie
if you
Sheen.
spent
I can
50
only
grand,
imagine how many millions of dollars Charlie Sheen has blown on cocaine.
you can rent that yacht that Tom Brady pulls up on for $100 grand for the week. You'd still have $900,000 to fucking blow.
Eh,
It's only $100 grand for the week. Like you still have 900,000 more to go. What
Really,
the fuck are
really,
you?
really high priced escorts.
I'm thinking more like the best like Michelin star fucking food in Monaco for the entire week. Probably run me another $100,000. So that's how food and housing for $200,000 with the yacht and the meals. But then you
Do you
got
know-
booze, and booze is probably going to be another $100,000 for the week
Brady,
because
you
you're drinking
couldn't.
top shelf.
You
You're not
you
drinking
couldn't
anything
spend
but
$100
top
grand
shelf.
on food. You would have to have 100 people at $1,000
Dude,
a
I was
plate.
gonna say, do you know how much these Michelin star places charge? I'm sure that fucking
Yeah,
it'd be pretty easy
600
over the
bucks.
course of a week to drop
600
$100,000.
bucks to eat at the best fucking restaurant. 600.
Dude, they've got bottles of wine at those restaurants that are more than $600.
You had just to eat. You cannot spend $100,000 on food, even if you ate at a 3-star Michelin restaurant, morning, noon, and night with 10 people. You could not spend $100,000 on just food. You couldn't do it.
Let me try.
And if you
I
don't,
I would be
you're
fat
stuck
and
with
happy.
the bill.
Oh,
That-
what?
that's
This
a
turned
chi-
into Brewster's
Oh.
Millions all of a sudden?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Brewster's Millions, but it's $100,000, and I gotta eat like Michelin star food, fucking morning, noon, and night. Oh yeah, I can do this.
No,
Don't
you can't.
threaten me with a good time, motherfucker.
And you'd be an indentured servant the rest of your life trying to work that off.
Nah, trust me. If I manage to get up to like 90,000, you're not stopping me from going over 100.
Plus, if you start doing cocaine, your appetite's going to be out the window, so you're not going to be eating any of these restaurants.
That's true, but that entirely depends on how hard I'm trying to blow through this money. I might not. I might forego the cocaine so that I can spend the money elsewhere.
Then you're going to be in a food coma and sleeping. You're going to be a food coma sleeping. You can't do it.
Okay, so we need a small amount of cocaine.
How much does it cost to charter a plane?
Yeah, that's a valid question. If I'm
From here to
chartering, yeah, if I'm chartering first class
Maybe.
fucking aviation here to there, that's got to be
You're-
fucking 10, 20 G's at least.
You would to fly from Denver to Monte Carlo might cost you $60,000 if you flew your own private plane. If you
Yeah.
chartered a plane there and back, $60,000. So if you spent $100,000 on a hotel room,
What about that Emiratis or whatever the fuck that is?
Oh, the
Air
Emirates?
Air-
Yeah.
that's
Emirates.
cheaper.
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
gonna be
it's only
cheaper.
like $7,000 a ticket.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's just a luxury airline. We're talking
But
like
that's like-
full
that's-
custom fucking
Okay.
Lear jet service, door to door.
Man.
Fucking yeah.
I'm just saying, if for food, booze, boat to stay on your own private yacht, and you're flying a private charter jet out there,
And that's
That
still
might be-
less than
that
500
might
grand.
be 200, might be $250,000. Might. The fuck are you gonna do for another $750,000?
Hookers and tequila
You already
For
that's
everybody?
the booze
for
is already in it.
everyone.
For the
We're gonna buy
entire city?
hookers for the entire town.
For
Yes.
everybody in Monte
We're
Carlo.
gonna rent out all the whores in town, and we're just gonna have like blowjob lines on every corner.
Fantastic. That's not going to make the news.
I just want you to think about
The cops are in
insanity
line with the rest of us.
the insanity of trying to blow through $1 million, and yet professional athletes somehow lose it all.
Well, the gold-plated Shark Tanks aren't cheap. And the 3-man crew that it takes to maintain that gold-plated shark tank, they got to come by like 3 times a week to do maintenance on it. Fucking however many hundreds of dollars an hour for each of them.
Yeah.
You know, because the fucking that NBA player ain't asking questions about how much he's getting charged to maintain that tank. He's just paying to maintain that tank because he's got to shine.
I don't know.
If it ain't dripping, it ain't glossing. You got to shine.
I do know this. Mrs. Bezos is getting $75 billion in a divorce.
Whew.
Anybody got her number?
No, for real. I've never even seen her, but I want to get married.
Seriously.
Like
she sucked $75 billion out of that man.
But like,
figuratively
at
and
what
literally.
point do you have enough money? Like, at what point, like, you couldn't spend $75 billion if you tried.
I don't know that I could spend $1 billion. That just sounds exhausting.
Like, I try to think about how I would spend $1 million, and you get to a certain point where it's like, okay, house, land, car, furniture, fuck it, let's just go ahead and do house, land, car, everything for the family too. Fuck, I'm still really only up to like 700 G's. Fuck, where the hell am I gonna burn this last 300 gur?
You can buy a lot of Toyota Camrys for a few $100,000.
That's what I'm saying. I could be walking around handing out Corollas like they're fucking Tic Tacs.
You're handing out Corollas like you're Oprah.
I don't think the cars she gave away were that nice.
Yeah, they were probably Kias, but hey,
Who
even
cares?
Kia's getting better at this point.
Stop it! Have you ever driven a Kia?
I owned a Kia back in 2002, 2004, something like that. It was a piece of shit.
You survived? I got a Kia as a rent-a-car one time. I never want to drive one of those honky pieces of shit ever again.
That's the funny thing, though. Like, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I got a Kia as a rental car, and it was so much better than I was expecting because of that piece of shit that I used to own.
Fuck that.
I was amazed. I was like, wow, this almost feels like a basic-ass Honda. Even though it's supposed to be like a top-of-the-line
from what I
Kia.
understand, you either get a piece of shit Kia or you get a Kia that's bulletproof. Like, it'll survive anything. Hurricanes, tornadoes.
Oh, like a old-school Toyota pickup truck indestructible?
Almost. I don't know about quite that indestructible.
Because those things are magical. Holy shit. Those old, like, little T100 fucking... short bed, fucking 2-seater pickup trucks.
There were Mazdas like that too, right?
Oh yeah. Well, the Mazdas were actually forged just with like Mazda badges on them. So I mean, but those little Ford Rangers were pretty damn indestructible too.
Rich is asleep over there.
Yeah.
I'm not asleep.
Rich, go fuck yourself.
Oh, okay, my
I
bad.
wasn't fading in and out like you, John, earlier.
I was fading in and out a little bit.
I noticed. Then all of a sudden you got to talking about a Ford F-150. And you got a little half chub.
Little redneck in me, man. I'm from North Carolina. That's where I grew up. What do you expect?
Yeah, all you want is a Raptor with 36-inch mud rippers on it.
It is not a good night for the Bucks.
Now, you want to know what kind of car I want? I'll let Brady answer that. What kind of car do I want, Brady?
67 El Camino. Preferably slightly rusty. But
color?
Possibly purple, I'm thinking.
Color?
Oh, no. Fucking bright
like
yellow.
plum crazy purple.
Bright yellow.
Okay.
You're an El Camino shitbox guy.
Yeah. Imagine John with a mullet and like a handlebar mustache driving an El Camino. I think that's kind of heaven for him.
Tammy Lynn sitting in the passenger seat, window rolled down, smoking a Marlboro Red.
Oh.
Her eyebrows don't match her hair color.
God, no, they don't. There's a dog in the back.
Dogs,
Oh, okay, yeah, multiple dogs in the back. You're right.
This is what I find hilarious. Brady, let's see if you can do this. Pick out what... I have two very different vehicles that I would have, but I do know what they are. If you can guess either one, and John, you can guess too, but Like I'm very particular. I know exactly what my next two vehicles will be.
A Land Rover?
It's close.
BMW M3.
Nah, BMWs, I don't fit in.
Really? Those are pretty big for sedans. I mean, they're not
They're-
Mercs. Mercs are like huge for fucking sedans.
So
BMW makes really narrow seats.
all right,
They're made.
so
They're not made for a wide body. They're made for fucking real skinny people or real fat people to overflow on.
Okay.
Jeep Wrangler.
No, I'm not a Jeep guy.
Okay. All right, that was my.
The Mercedes G-Wagon.
He just said no Mercedes, didn't he?
No. I said no,
No,
BMW.
he said no
Mercedes
BMW.
G-Wagon used to be up there. The next vehicle that I
Okay.
will purchase for myself
Okay.
is one of these fucking pimped out Ford F-150 Raptors.
Okay, those are nice. I actually like the Nissan Titan is like a really nice fucking pickup truck. I was very impressed with those.
It's that, but then if it was non-country living, like if it was more suburban, there's only one vehicle I will own personally in my life.
All right, and
And
that is.
a Bentley.
Woo! Shoot for the stars, my friend. Shoot
What are
for
you
the stars.
talking about? I've had 3 Mercedes. I've owned all that shit. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to drive a piece of shit. If I'm going to spend the money, I'm going to spend it properly.
Yeah. All right. Driving on a Bentley, man. How do you feel about that, Brady?
I don't know, considering that some of the Bentleys out there are more expensive than my house.
All right. So, what's your car, Brady? What's your whip?
Realistically,
No,
like,
not
sort of- no,
realistically.
no,
Listen to us.
Hey,
No,
fuck
like,
both of you. I'm
daily
being very
driver.
realistic about that. I'm only
Like-
buying a Raptor and a Bentley. These are the only 2 cars I will own anymore.
honestly, for just a daily kick around, I really like, and I understand it's dumb, but I don't care. The 4-door Wranglers with the soft top on them. I don't know why. I just like those.
Brady is a Jeep guy.
Yeah, I mean, my first
That's all
two
right.
cars were a Ford Mustang and a Jeep Cherokee, and the Jeep Cherokee I had much longer than the Mustang.
I remember that Cherokee.
Yeah,
I like-
a lot of good times in that Cherokee.
Afro in the back seat.
like-
Yep,
I don't have anything bad about Jeeps.
free gas in the tank.
It's not my style. I like them.
I
though.
get
They look
that.
good.
No,
I
but,
lied. I would have the Range Rover Evoque. I like those too.
Yeah, see, if I had the money to go nicer than the Jeep Wrangler, I would like to go Range Rover.
You
Like,
can buy
either
a
the Sport or like the like the nice full-sized big body Range Rover. But
You can
those
buy
are
the
like
Sport
40,
for-
50 G's.
Yeah. What do you think a fucking Jeep costs nowadays? 37.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
40?
I was looking at them at the dealership recently, 30 to 40. But
Like,
yeah,
you're-
I mean, another 20 grand on top of that. I mean, that's,
You're talking about putting your Kia payment on top of the fucking Jeep payment, and you got your fucking Range Rover that you want. Just get the goddamn Range Rover. It's not that hard. You're a grown ass man.
there's this thing called credit. You see, credit is what they like to have at dealerships, and credit is what I do not bring to dealerships.
They sing a different tune when you walk in with a backpack full of cash.
Yes, absolutely. When you walk in with the big fat down payment, they are much more obliging. But that is also challenging.
It's a lot of fun too. Like,
Oh, I would imagine the look in their eyes when it's just like, oh, we don't have to do the financing paperwork. You just brought the money. All right, let's just go ahead and sign this bitch over, and we'll take your money, and you can take these keys and have a nice day, sir. And I'll just take that commission check. Thank you very much.
I thought they didn't do that shit anymore because they wanted you on the payments.
no, they'll take your cash happily.
Yeah. If you show up with a backpack full of cash, they're not going to tell you no.
Okay.
They would rather have you on. Look, the dealership, it doesn't really matter because the dealership gets the lump sum from whoever extends you the credit anyway. You're making the payments back to the bank. The bank has
Right.
already bought the car from the dealership. They get their money either way. This
Yeah,
is
the
just
deal-
less paperwork for them.
the dealership bonuses every time they sell a car too.
Yeah. So that salesman just got less work and more money. And he's
Yep.
very happy for you bringing that backpack full of cash.
Oh, good for him.
Yep.
All right, so
Now here's
Brady, go ahead.
one more
Rich.
question on this ridiculous topic.
Yeah.
Because if it ever came to that point, and like I did have like, I had an aunt die and she leaves it all to me, or I win, 100 grand on a scratch off ticket. I'm taking all my money in a duffel bag. The question is, when you go to the dealership, is it in like your JanSport backpack, or is it in like a Louis backpack? What kind of backpack are you wearing
No,
with the cash?
no. I'm going full old dirty. No bands, rubber or paper, loose bills in a trash bag. And I'm going to walk up to the dealership with a trash bag full of loose
You're gonna
hundies
travel
and
with
just sit that
trash
bitch down.
bag?
Yes, a trash bag just to be that kind of filthy. I want to walk up to the fucking
Are you gonna put
dealer's
some
fucking desk and sit a trash bag full of loose hundies on his desk and be like, "Yeah, I think there's about 50 large in there. Let's see what we can do."
Are
Let's
you gonna
go.
be a dick and open up a bunch of rolls of quarters and sprinkle them in there too?
Probably.
No, we're
And
trying
make
to
'em
keep this
count
a
it?
little classy. Yeah.
I think I'm going in with a Pokemon backpack.
Oh,
Pokemon?
the half
Yeah,
shell one that's all
yeah,
plasticky and
yep,
shit. Yeah, I've
exactly.
seen those. Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna be expecting 100 G's in that biatch.
That's true. Who the fuck is going to expect someone with a Pokemon backpack to have 100 large in cash in it?
Yeah, what about
I'm,
you, Rich?
I'm a hoodie. I'm wearing my hoodie and shorts and just in my Under Armour backpack.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I respect that.
Like
The gym rat look.
The zip up Under Armour, or one of those satchel style where like the drawstring kind of tucks back down and kind of becomes the shoulder straps.
Oh, fuck those. Those things are terrible. Give me a goddamn
yeah.
American backpack.
Yeah, with the zipper and all the proper bits. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Put the Rock's Brahma Bull on that bitch, because there's nothing more American than the Rock these days.
This is true.
And let's go.
Might as well just have a
them
big red, white, and blue Dwayne Johnson tattoo on your bicep.
And I want the first dealership to ignore me for 20 minutes. I want nobody to pay any attention to me.
Yeah. You're like literally walking around the lot, and they're like
Just-
ignoring you because you look halfway bummish, just walking around.
And then you get to walk in, open up your backpack, take $100 bill out, and you get to make a scene and tell that guy, "Here's your fucking $100 bill, but you just blew your best sale of the year because you ignored me because I fucking just dressed like I normally do every day. So here's a $100 bill. Go buy yourself some manners in life," and then you walk right out. Because fuck those assholes. They treat too many people like shit, and they need to be taught lessons.
I agree.
But anyways,
Fuck them.
I'm done preaching for the day now.
Fair. I don't know about
ragging on
that.
car salesman.
Brady, what'd you learn today?
I learned that there will be a game 5. Oh no, excuse me. There will be at least a game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. What's going on in the game?
Calling it right now. It's a 16-point lead for Toronto. 5 minutes left in the fourth.
It's a little early to be calling that the way Toronto blows leads.
I get that, but Kawhi being Kawhi at home, the game's over. It's a double-digit lead that close to the end, and they haven't. Like, I've been watching the score. They haven't been close in the second half. Like, the first half looked good, but the second half is not. So it's done.
If they could have held Brook Lopez to, somewhere under his career high in game 1, they'd be up 3-1 after this game.
I know. Brook Lopez. How the fuck did Brook Lopez have a fucking breakout game in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals?
I think because what happened was Robin Lopez played the first half and Brooke Lopez played the second half, so he had fresh legs.
There you go. The old twin switcheroo.
Yeah. Switch jerseys, quick. John,
Fantastic. Yeah.
did you learn anything good this week from all my ridiculousness?
No, the biggest thing I learned is Brady has no concept of money, whether he's poor or rich. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's the most American thing ever.
I spend what I spend, and that's all that I spend.
Hell yeah, and he's preaching it like Popeye. I love
Yep.
it.
Do you, Brady?
Sorry. Closest thing
By
I
the
could
way,
do to a Popeye. It was pretty horrible.
Because you brought up Popeye, you do know that Popeye was gay, right?
Well, his girlfriend definitely looked kind of mannish and was a bit of a twig.
Oh,
But I have
man,
a
she
question.
kept throwing herself at him, and he kept turning her down, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Did you
saying
ever
so she
actually
was just a
see them
beard?
together?
No, that's true. You always saw her with Bluto, and then he always had to come back around and regulate on a bitch and be like, "Yo, bitch, get back in the kitchen."
Like, let me ask you, Popeye's a sailor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any port in the storm?
I would assume as much.
I'm just saying, Popeye's a sailor, any port in the storm. He always spent way more time conspicuously with Bluto than he did with any other character. And don't give me that shit that Olive Oil had a kid named Sweet Pea, and that was her and Popeye's kid. Because fuck you,
I was
Sweet
probably
Pea.
her and Bluto's kid.
No, fuck that. Bluto's gay too. That kid looked an awful lot like Wembley.
Oh, Wimpy.
Yeah, no, Wembley.
Yeah. I'll trade you.
I'll
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger today.
Yeah. Popeye and Bluto
wow, that's
were
a
lovers.
Dusty reference. But we
Popeye
are
and
talking
Bluto were
Popeye.
lovers. And Wembley and Sweet Pea is Wembley's kid.
That is amazing.
That would have been a bombshell like 65 years ago.
I mean, it's still true today, but
For sure. But yeah, that would have been that would have been like Telegraph fucking headlines and fucking front page daily edition fucking news.
I don't think they could have handled that 60 years ago.
You're
I
probably
mean, it's
right.
not-
Their heads would have exploded.
it's not Archie and Jughead were lovers from Chasing Amy reveal, but it's still true.
Truth. So, Brady,
But you only go ass to mouth when Rosario Dawson tells you it's okay.
not one Mel Brooks reference, man. I'm disappointed.
I know it never presented itself. We never got around to the NHL, so I didn't even get to make my Jaden Schwartz "May the Schwartz be with you" joke that I was planning on.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God is right.
All right, well, folks, we'll see you next week. Another episode of Sports on High. Catch up with us, sportsonhigh@gmail.com. And we out.
The champ is here.
It's the power of the Schwartz.
That doesn't count.
Totally does.